America's greatest and most learned political philosopher, Thomas Jefferson, said, "A nation that expects to remain ignorant and free expects what never was and never will be." When leaving Constitution Hall following the writing of the U.S. Constitution, Benjamin Franklin was asked by a lady, "What type of government have you given us?" His answer was simply, "A republic, if you can keep it." In America's first 200 years, the beliefs of respect, trust, love, and fellowship among individuals were taught at home and then nurtured in America's schools. These Judeo-Christian guidelines and Western civilization traditions, reinforced in our nation's schools, produced an infinite number of acts of goodwill and trust between human beings of all races and creeds in over 20 decades of American history and American business. Since the 1970s, however, the American masterpiece of freedom, unity, progress, and responsibility has been declining at a startling pace. Leading historians, political scientists, journalists, public figures, and educators were asked to examine 4 aspects of American life crucial to American identity: historical memory, civic education, immigration, and national security. The report reached the following key findings and recommendations. With single-minded emphasis on our differences, every group is encouraged to retain its separate identity in our schools. Historically, schools promoted our unity. Today, they emphasize differences. And our history is often taught with a one-sided emphasis on the failings of America to the neglect of our successes, as if the aim of civic education were to make students ashamed of their country instead of committed to its ideals. Some are sharply critical of the teaching of American history precisely because it promotes a sense of common identity. These ideas represent another severe challenge to our national identity, namely that some of our leading thinkers do not want us to have one. Historical ignorance, civic neglect, and social fragmentation might achieve what a foreign invader could not. E Pluribus Unum urgently recommends that textbooks should be supplemented with primary documents and books that tell about the lives and events that constitute the drama of American history. A foundation for understanding American history should be laid in the primary grades by including national holidays, heroes, songs, and poems. The founding period should be covered at all levels, including the senior year, and teachers of history should be required to major in history. Since 1994, the American Heritage Education Foundation, Incorporated, has been the nation's leading provider of free K-12 patriotic curricula and lesson plans throughout all 50 states. Our goal is to fill the widening gap of a lack of factual, objective, and patriotic teaching materials and textbooks in our nation's schools. Over the last 5 years alone, AHEF has distributed its free award-winning teaching materials entitled America's Heritage, An Adventure in Liberty to over 94,000 teachers in all 50 states. Reaching an average of nearly 18 students each, this translates to over 1,600,000 students in America who have been taught AHEF's patriotic compilation of America's founding principles. Additionally, thousands of other teachers, students, and families have downloaded the curricula directly from our website at www.americanheritage.org. America's unique socio-political system of freedom, unity, progress, and responsibility has produced more socioeconomic gains, advantages, and improvements for more people than any other system in human history. None other has even come close. Even with its imperfections, the American system is a masterpiece of human ingenuity and creativity, designed and implemented by our nation's founders over 230 years ago. The United States of America is history's first attempt for human beings to govern themselves under a set of rules upon which the citizens' representatives mutually agreed. FUPR is the unique American congruence of the 4 most fundamental and essential building blocks for human advancement: freedom, unity, progress, and responsibility. Freedom of the individual, earned in America between 1776 and 1782, unleashed the ingenuity and creativity of the human spirit and mind that had been shackled by 5,000 years of rulers' law. Yet America's original 13 colonies did not use freedom to go into hibernation, self-centeredness, or self-indulgence. America unified itself as one nation under the inspirational ideas and principles of its birth certificate, the Declaration of Independence, then conceived a constitution codifying the ideals expressed in the Declaration. This freedom and unity combined to unleash over 200 years of the greatest socio-economic human progress ever experienced in recorded history. What do Americans do with this unequaled progress? Americans give back to those in need in an astonishing outpouring that assists the truly weak and infirmed both at home and around the world. Individuals, churches, synagogues, charitable organizations, hospitals, and thousands upon thousands of Americans give their time and resources to help their fellow man in every conceivable manner. An astonishing 48% of the adult population in America averages over 4 hours per week to assist those less fortunate than themselves. This level of volunteerism is part of the American Judeo-Christian spirit and ideals, and is an astounding expression of love ingrained in the American spirit of individual responsibility to help our fellow man. It is also unparalleled in human history. For this great American socio-economic engine to continue to operate smoothly and effectively, it is essential for all Americans to understand what makes it so successful. The third building block, progress, is a result of the ingenious combination of freedom, capital investment, energy, and education. Individual freedom clears and liberates the human mind to seek new, better, and more efficient means of production of all types. It also provides the personal incentive for man to seek greater achievements and advancements with minimal governmental interference. Capital investment, the second key ingredient of progress, has historically been encouraged in America by a modest and sensible tax structure that rewards private investment with new inventions, products, machines, and systems that increase America's productivity. The development of efficient and cheap energy to power new products and inventions is the third essential ingredient of American progress, and is essential to put ideas and inventions in motion. The last key ingredient of progress is education. An educated and proficient workforce is ultimately necessary to operate and manage the new machines and innovations that American freedom, capital investment, and energy have designed, manufactured, produced, and implemented for hundreds of years. The cracks in the foundation of any structure, whether that of a building or of a nation, must be immediately analyzed and corrected to prevent the building from crumbling and falling. The American system of FUPR, built on the foundational ideas and ideals that originated in America's founding documents of the Declaration of Independence and Constitution, must be strongly and aggressively encouraged and learned in our homes and schools to restore and strengthen our nation. America's heritage and adventure in liberty is aggressively helping to accomplish this goal. In addition to AHEF's K-12 curricula, AHEF is designing new educational projects to accomplish its patriotic educational mission. In the 21st century, American individuals, families, and companies have to work feverishly to operate effectively and productively in the face of increasing taxes, costs of living, and governmental intrusion in virtually every aspect of our lives. There is simply very little spare time for most of us to find ways to effectively help our country stay strong and resilient. On the very small average annual budget of $160,000, AHEF has a highly successful 15-year track record of representing you in building a restored America. Please help us continue our creative, unique, effective, and proven educational programs to rebuild the crumbling American founding ideals and restore the American masterpiece of freedom, unity, progress, and responsibility. AHEF is a 501c3 nonprofit educational foundation. Your contributions are tax-deductible against your yearly income.